What's Volmex AI, and what are you doing in that space?
Yeah, so we've built a AI agent that is trained on our data and understands, the Volmex indices, derivatives, and so you really can ask the Volmex AI any question about Volmex indices, derivatives in general. It can make charts for you, and so it's really an AI trained on the data, on the concepts of the Volmex indices that can teach, users and educate the users about our products. And so, I think one of the things about AI is you use it to do non-human things, and so we have this, it's basically an interface where you can, learn about Volmex, and so it's kind of like an AI BD to some extent. It teaches people about the product, educates them about the product. It's kind of an extension of our team in some way, and so it's just basically this agent, LLM, I guess, that teaches people about Volmex and knows specifically about our data. And so we've trained it on the BVIV index, the EVIV index, the SVIV index, the VPR indices, and so you can ask it things like, "Hey, Volmex AI, can you create a chart of the returns in December over the last 2 years, or what was the average return in January over the last 2 years, or things like this, or what is the delta between the difference between BVIV and EVIV over the last couple of months?" And so it's specifically trained on the Volmex data and can answer questions that things like Grok and ChatGPT would be a little bit more general with, right? Grok is actually a really good tool for learning about Volmex. You can actually ask Grok, "Hey, what is Volmex? Give me a guide to Volmex. Where can I trade Volmex products? What is BVIV? What is EVIV, SVIV?" And it will give you very detailed information because it's trained on Twitter data and X data. And so the Volmex AI kind of just takes that a step further and makes it even more accessible, and it's kind of a way to interact with our product, right? The AI is kind of the UI, is what some people are saying, and I do agree with that. So it's a tool and it's something that we've rolled out. It's our core product is BVIV, EVIV, SVIV, and the VPR indices, but I think the Volmex AI represents a way to use the product, and it's something that we're believers in crypto. We also believe in AI, and we actually have some cool AI indices that we'll launch at some point soon. So excited.
How do you get out of a rat race? How do you create wealth not only for yourself, but also for the generations to come after?
I am absolutely amazed with the quality of companies that we're getting exposure to.
We go on to Zoom calls with the innovators and the folks who are building new applications in metaverse, blockchain, artificial intelligence, decentralized finance.
What's going on, everybody? Thumbs up if you can see me.
We are focusing on early stage investment.
And the quality of people that we're getting exposure to, whether it be Dan Tapiero with 1RT, Jason Ma from Open, Yatsu from Animoca.
It's been a phenomenal experience thus far. It has far exceeded my expectations.
We are focusing on cutting edge technologies.
I view it now as the best investment I've ever made. The upside I view is unlimited.
And as a retail investor, I would never get this exposure anywhere else outside of Investment Club.
See you in the Investment Club.
I guess that was probably my next question is, what's next from an index perspective? I'm sure everyone asks you this. I'm sure you have a huge list. And then maybe after that, I'll ask you, what do you think the craziest index would be? Maybe something that you think maybe one day there'll be an index on that. But first of all, what are next steps? I guess you don't want to saturate the market with too many indices, right?
So great question. We have over 100 indices now. We have BVIV, EVIV, SVIV, which are our flagship indices, the prime rate index family. But we have a bunch of realized vol indicators and other cool products that are on TradingView. I think we have 40 or 50 indices on TradingView. It's useful to track implied versus realized. The bread and butter being the implied indices. But what's next? We have a couple new families of indices. I got to be a little bit cagey, but we have some cool, some stuff in the AI space we'll share, as well as a couple of things that are a little bit like more quanty, but are very interesting, which I can get into more later. So we have a couple of new index families, but I think that the broader focus right now is expanding the BVIV index into more exchanges, BVIV, EVIV, into different exchanges, making it more ubiquitous as a tradable product, as a widely adopted financial metric. Same with the DeFi lending rate, Volmex prime rate index family. And so, yeah, we're really excited about where we're headed. I think there's big things coming with the roadmap in terms of the product as well as integrations. In terms of crazy indices, I mean, that's a good question. We had a joke internally, or it's kind of a real idea at one point that maybe it's something we should revisit, that after the Trump token had launched, the Melania token, we should make a Trump index. It's a kind of a crazy idea.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, there's it would be cool to have an index of U.S. domiciled or U.S. focused companies. I think the index space is going to be something that continues to permeate the crypto market in the offshore market as well as the onshore market. You asked about ETFs before and what ETFs could be coming up. I think crypto indices, index products make a lot of sense for an ETF wrapper. And so, people don't want to just necessarily buy Bitcoin. Actually, a lot of people do just want to buy Bitcoin, but other people want to index the crypto space largely, right? But they don't want to manage, rebalancing, doing the research. And so maybe like a top 10 index, but to be honest, there's not that many investable crypto assets. I think if you're looking at the top 20, the top 50, that's even too many. And so I think as the crypto market becomes more developed and more robust, we'll see robust index products in the ETF market that kind of allow for sort of broader indexing of the crypto market. So I think ETFs are very interesting as it relates to indexing, but crypto indices will just kind of continue to sort of develop across perpetuals and options and structured products. But to the original question about crazy indices that could be coming, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of ideas we have.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.